I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Idaho.
Talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
It's about whatever makes you say to yourself, I am great.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Welcome into this IdahoSports.com GameStreams production of the Idaho High School Football Playoffs. State playoff coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, Valleywide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and, of course, the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Tonight we come to you live from the newly remodeled ICCU Dome, where the number 8 seed Snake River Panthers will have a rematch from earlier in this season against the number 1 seed, Sugar-Salem. Sugar-Salem's also your reigning 2-time state champions. Hi, everyone. Welcome in. My name's Lance Taylor, and I'm joined today by Sean Kane, and Kyle Fuzz Taylor will be on camera. Sean, these are two teams that have met many times over the years. In fact, I would have to say that for these two teams, that each is the other's biggest rival outside of their conference.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you went to a horse race and you talked about pedigree of two teams. You can't think of two teams with much more pedigree. You'd be buying horses from either one of them. You know, Snake River with multiple state championships, as you're going to chime in on, and Snake River, and then Sugar-Salem, the defending state champions.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you look at that, 10 state titles for Snake River. Listen to this: 90, 95, 96, 98, 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, and then they jumped to 2011. Of course, Fruitland was doing a lot of their dominating during that period of time, and then 2014 again, they won it. Looking at their season, they're 5-4 on the regular season. Last year, they lost to Homedale 20-8 in the quarterfinals. They do have a loss to Homedale again this year. Started out the season 22-6. That's actually not a bad showing against that great Homedale team. And then they lost to Sugar 41-6, and then lost to Kimberly. After that, they went undefeated until kind of a week where things just didn't go right for them. On October 25th, with a 30-14 loss against a Preston team that has really struggled throughout most of the season. I've had a chance to watch them a couple different times. Well, their strengths is, a lot of it, Snake River is one of those teams that keeps a lot of their stats private. But, when you get a chance to see a team enough, you know quite a bit about them. One note is Marcus Coombs is out for the season. He's, of course, their top basketball player as well. His father's the athletic director and the head basketball coach. They'll see if they can get him back for at least most of the season, if not all of it. But, Mortensen was their quarterback to start the season, and then, that's Bryden Mortensen. But then we saw Ibarra take over because of some injuries, and Ibarra went through some injuries as well. He's had some hamstring injuries. They've been a team that's had some definite challenges this year with injuries.
Yeah, definitely. Just kind of up and down. Last week in their win, it was kind of running back by committee. They had 6 or 7 different guys coming in to hold the rock. Zed Hancock was one of those. A freshman even got in on some carries. They're also dealing with injuries in the running back area too, as Johnny Jones has been battling ankle injury. And he did play a little bit last week, which is good news. He's reportedly to be about 60%. So, if Snake River can have some consistency and a lot of their good players back, it's going to be a little different team than it has been all season.
Yeah. Well, and with the changes they've gone through, they've had to line up in some different formations. They've run the spread offense from the shotgun. They kind of ran that inverted wishbone last week, out of the shotgun against McCall. So that's something to look at. They'll run some play action as well. Anytime you have injuries, you got to mix some of that stuff up, particularly when some of your injuries are to your quarterback.
Yeah, and then you've got Johnny Walker, who's come in to run the ball as well. Was kind of listed as a wide receiver, but he had a rushing TD last week, and he's run the ball pretty well kind of throughout the year when they've had to put him in there. And also a great name, Johnny Walker.
Yeah, that
running
is.
back.
That's a sports name for sure. Let's go on the other side of the ball to Sugar-Salem. They got 5 total state titles. All have come in the last 6 years. In fact, they've played for the state championship game the last 6 seasons in a row. They won it in 18, 19, 20, 22, and 23. In 21, when they lost to Weiser, they lost it right here in this building. I was sitting here calling this game right where you and I are sitting. They lost it in double overtime on about the 1-inch line, and just a fantastic game by Weiser. Sugar played well as well, but Sugar, they went undefeated last year, went undefeated the year before, and won their first several games this year, so they were on a 25-game win streak. Then they had that loss on the last possession play to Star Valley, a great Star Valley team. Now, Sugar had a 4-year win streak on them. This is probably the best Star Valley team Star Valley's had in a number of years, and they've won a number of state championships. And then they lost the next week to Kimberly, 14-17. That was the last-second field goal as time expired by Kimberly. And that's a game that Sugar would love back. In fact, looking at Sugar-Salem with this, if they were to get past this week, and Kimberly if they were to beat Fruitland tonight, we'll keep an eye on that game. Sugar would love to have another game against them, but Kimberly has turned out to be a very, very solid, good team this year. Their strengths for Sugar, they're an all-around team. They do run probably a little bit more rush than passing. Their key players, Dawson McAnally, 106 rushing yards per game, 18 total touchdowns, 13 rushing, 5 receiving. He's third on the team in tackles with 5.3 per game. Abe Baldwin is their leading receiver, and it doesn't sound like a lot at 40 yards per game or 41 yards per game. However, they spread it around so much that it's hard just to gauge in on one player. Of course, Hank Carter in on there as well. 8 total tackles for Baldwin, 3 interceptions. Jack Gardner, 870 passing yards, 108 yards per game, 13 passing TDs. And then on defense, Big Clark Sidaway and Case Malmstrom. 2 names to watch. Kicking off now, Snake River. It's going to go into the end zone. Referees and other officials for tonight's game. Your head referee is Blair Peepo, umpire J.C. Mika, and the linesman Zach Harris, and your line judge Kyle Martin. And your back judge will be Caleb Marler in this ball game.
They talk about spreading around and efficiency for Sugar-Salem. And I was looking through their stats, and one that kind of glared out to me was they were only 50% on third down. Well, why are they only 57% on first down? They averaged 7 yards on first down, and they averaged 7.5 on second down. There's not a lot of third downs.
Out of the shotgun they go. Up the middle goes McAnally. McAnally will have a lot of the heavy carrying in this ball game thus far. There he gets it. You see the lead block there by Cooper Mace. Cooper Mace is a big body for a lead blocker. You know, Sean, one of the things that we completely went away from in football, I wouldn't say completely, but you just don't see it as much, is a fullback.
Yeah.
Remember the fullback used to just kind of go blow up those holes for people. From the shotgun again. Trips left, single right, but out of the backfield, there they come with McAnally. McAnally picked up the first down on the previous play. You know, looked on the previous play like one of the side judges had marked him about a yard short, but they gave him the first down. Picks up 4 yards on the play, brings up 2nd and 6.
And that's where McAnally's kind of dangerous on that short pass out to the side. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 6 for Sugar, taking the ball under center.
Yeah, Jack Gardner, his dad, Brady, is the offensive coordinator and the quarterback's coach as well.
It's going to be a handoff to the right side. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah, we talk about Cooper Mace. Cooper Mace, a lot of what Cooper does is a lot of the blocking on this team. He does a lot of the blocking for McAnally out of the backfield. He's got a big body. He's one of those kids, when you see him without his pads on, you're saying, wow, this kid's pretty jacked.
Yeah.
he's a muscular kid. But he will run it as well, and he's a tough runner.
Sugar kind of acted as they were going to go to more of a hurry up, slow it down here. 1st and 10 from the 43. It's going to be another short pass out to the flat, and that's going to be met immediately.
Yeah, and Abe Baldwin's only going to get back to the line of scrimmage.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Sugar.
Abe Baldwin, probably the best defender on this team in space. You know, he leads the team in interceptions as a pick 6 as well. But he was injured for a couple games this year, notably against Kimberly, for example. That was a game where Sugar could have really used him. But I'll tell you what, Kimberly came into town. I saw that game and just did an excellent job. I love the Kimberly program.
Under center again, it's going to be a handoff up the middle. McAnally on the carry there. Good for about 5 yards. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 from the 48.
Well, and he runs a lot off of Braden Pocock. Braden Pocock on that offensive line tends to open up in that 2 gap on the right side, the 1 gap and 2 gap. He tends to open that up for the runners to get through. And, you know, McAnally, when he gets that speed going, the Utah Tech commit for baseball, he's tough.
Garner's going to roll to his right. He's got a receiver. And he's going to get a big gain down just past the 30. And that's Abe Baldwin on that catch.
Now, if you notice what happened, those of you watching it here, if you noticed what's happened, 2 defenders came up and double-teamed McAnally coming out of the backfield that time. As soon as they double-teamed him, the check-down receiver on that was Abe Baldwin. He was wide open during that time. So this is the thing. Sugar has enough receivers that anytime you double-team, there is somebody else that's going to be open.
This time out of the shotgun. It's going to be a handoff. Right side. It's going to be Baldwin again.
Go to Abe Baldwin. Of course, Abe Baldwin's uncle, Jared Lee, was named 2 years ago as one of the top 50 players to ever play at Brigham Young University. He was there back in the 90s. That's his mom's brother. His dad was a college basketball player, and his uncle was also a college basketball player. And Abe started off his junior season last year with a dunk.
It's a great way to start. 2nd and 6.
McAnally again, and I'll tell you what, that was an absolute fantastic tackle by Hunter Lee. Hunter Lee, the junior wide receiver and DB. But as you talked to it before, here's the first 3rd down that Sugar has had. This is why you don't have a lot of 3rd down stats for him. It doesn't look fantastic because most of the first downs are picked up in the 1st and 2nd.
Yeah, only 56% conversion rate, but not a lot of them. Most of the work getting done in the 1st and 2nd down marker, and it's going to be a handoff.
Now this one's going to go to McAnally.
Close.
And this will be most likely 4-down territory for Sugar. They do, however, have a kicker in Porter Tykert who can He can kick a 45, maybe even a 50-yarder if he's from the right angle. So they're going to go for it here.
4th and 1, 7:27 to go here. Sugar, it looks like they're going to go for it. Garner under center. One receiver close to us. Trying to hard count him.
Yep. And then look over and get the play. It'll be Coach Richens calls out the play.
It's going to be that delayed handoff. He's going to have enough for a first down as McAnally. And nice blocking up front by Sugar-Salem.
Yeah, it was. And you saw the first fake handoff was going to Cooper Mace. And then coming back the other side, that drew 3 of the defenders. And then coming back the other side was McAnally. Now you have Jason Fleming, whose little brother is just sitting 2 down from us here in the booth. He's actually here helping us tonight. He was here to grab some stats that they're doing, but not a lot of stats taking place from the traditional sources. He's in the backfield along with Cooper Mace. Single wide out. And it's going to be Mace. Mace has it, splits through the defense, gets it down, and we'll see if he crossed it over the line. They're going to call a touchdown, and that's going to be Cooper Mace on an 11-yard run.
Again, nice blocking up front by Sugar. Really open that up, and Sugar giving everyone the ball on this opening drive.
That's kind of what Sugar does. It's everything is kind of by committee there. Number 72, the big sophomore, Everett Poole, steps back in. And there's Porter Tykert.
Kick is up and good. That's going to bring the score to 7-0. Sugar very successful on their opening drive with 6:30 to go.
Taylor Chevrolet is proud to support Sugar-Salem Athletics. Taylor Chevrolet has been serving the Upper Valley for over 90 years with excellent service and stellar sales team. Taylor Chevrolet is the home of oil changes for life. That's right. Buy any new or used vehicle and never worry about your oil again. Taylor Chevrolet is your Southeast Idaho auto dealer with a wide selection of Chevrolet and Cadillac models. Come in today and get the vehicle you want with oil changes for life. Stop by their Rexburg location or visit their website at IdahoSports.com. Ask for my buddy Blake Harris when you go on in there, and Blake will absolutely take care of you.
So first drive for Sugar's good. Goes all the way down for a 11-yard run touchdown by Mace, and on full display there. And now we'll see what Snake River has.
So Porter Tykert, who's kicking off here, and he kicked the extra point there, he's a soccer player for Sugar-Salem. The only thing he does for football is kick. He was on 2 consecutive state championship soccer teams, and then ranked number 1 in the state this year, got beat out their last game of district. Did not go to the state playoffs. The girls took state.
Scott Terry's a great coach there at Sugar.
Yeah,
also does tennis.
Yep, also does tennis, and a great guy. Scott Terry's grandfather is my next door neighbor. And Scott Terry's mother was one of my wife's very best friends growing up. So
Snake River Panthers will take over here.
Snake River, very good tradition, very good coaching. In fact, I had a chance to talk to Coach
Jeff Daly?
Well, I was actually talking to Coach Richens about Coach Jeff Daly.
There you go.
And Richens says he's a very good coach. He's been around. He was at Snake River, then at Blackfoot for a while, back at Snake River, making some good changes. Great run by Rylan Ibarra, who played some quarterback this year when Mortensen was injured. And I think we might see them pop back and forth just a little bit.
Yeah, everyone's played everywhere for Snake River. Kind of a weapon this late in the season that you're not afraid to mix up those personnel placements for them.
Yeah, when you've been forced by injury to have to do that, the place that you typically in football see the most mix and match is usually on your line. You usually see that quite a bit. But
the skilled players have played every skilled spot for the Snake River team, as it brings up a 2nd and 8 for Snake River. 2-yard on that carry by Ibarra. The handoff, left side. It's going to be close to first down. And
I think he's got it by a yard. Royal Daly, what a great job.
As you look at the Snake, Dally, Royal Dally of Snake River, you could see 6 or 7 different people run it for Snake River tonight.
Yeah.
And that's going to get them the first down. It's 1st and 10 from the 33.
See, and Brian Mortensen is going to line up as a receiver here, and he did a lot of that against McCall last week. They brought him in as quarterback towards the end of the game.
It's Ibarra as quarterback. This time almost intercepted.
Tipped down by the big 6'4" Hank Carter.
Yeah, Hank Carter, 6'4", defensive end, gets his hands up, and he didn't have to get him up very high at 6'4".
No, he's a receiver on the offensive side of the ball. His father's one of the basketball coaches as well. He's a basketball player.
Rylan Ibarra, senior, in the shotgun. He's going to hand off and tackled immediately in the backfield.
Well, Johnny Jones at the carry, and Muzzy Malmstrom goes through there, picks up the tackle, drops him in the backfield for a loss. Case Malmstrom's his name, but Muzzy is his nickname. And that's what he goes by, and boy, he plays with a lot of energy. One name we interestingly have not called defensively yet, someone you brought up before the game, Big Ben Aldridge.
Yeah, Ben Aldridge makes the quarterback day a nightmare. 3rd and 13 now. Ibarra, shotgun, airs it out. He's got a receiver. It's short, and he comes back, almost catches it, but incomplete.
Yeah. In fact, on the defensive assignment, Kimball Tonks had lost sight of where the ball was. Very fortunate for him that it wasn't a reception. And for Snake River, what a great opportunity you had. Now you bring up this 4th and long and what will be a for sure punt.
It was a nice job by the Snake River receiver to come back to that ball. Nearly caught it, but Snake River will punt here from their own 30.
Justin Ray, the intended receiver on that.
It's going to be fielded down the right side, and it's going to be tackled around the 50. On the kick return was
McAnally.
McAnally.
Caleb Mickelson, boy, he's a big boy out there. I wish for Snake River, I wish he's got a college tight end body.
Yes.
I wish they showed the height and weight on, for them. Brigham Van Orden, another kid out there with a great football body, just a sophomore, number 67. But this Caleb Mickelson, the senior, he has got a college tight end body.
McAnally, another run up the right side. Johnny Walker for Snake River in on the tackle, and it's going to be a gain of 7 for the Diggers.
So McAnally's and the Richens, Coach Richens, they go back a ways. Coach Richens' father won
Hopefully not like the Hatfield and McCoys.
Yeah, not like that, but he won a state championship for Teton. In fact, Coach Tyler Richens was the quarterback on that state championship team. And Dawson McAnally's father, Jace, played for Coach Richens out there as well.
Under center, back to McAnally. It's going to be enough for a first down. And you think of like the Philadelphia Eagles and, their tush push. I think if you have just a short yardage, McAnally's going to be able to get it.
Yeah, he is. And again, a good hole opened up by Braden Pocock. Braden Pocock, offensive linemen are without a doubt the most unsung heroes on any team because they're not making tackles, so they're not getting their name called on, on a tackle situation unless it was a fumble or an interception or something like that. But the holes right now that they're open up for McAnally.
Gardner's going to air it out. He's got an open receiver, and it's caught. Touchdown, Sugar. And that's Ace Clark.
That is Ace Clark, the junior.
38-yard pass from Gardner to Clark for another Sugar touchdown.
Ace Clark's father was a punter for what is now BYU Idaho. It used to be Ricks College, and then went on and punted for the Cougars of University of Houston. And then spent some time as a punter with the, of course, Las Vegas Raiders now. They were the Oakland Raiders back then.
Extra point is good, and at the 2:59 mark in the opening quarter. The Diggers are ahead 14-0 over Snake River Panthers.
Pocock Trucking is based in Sugar City, Idaho. They send trucks all over the western United States and Canada. Pocock Trucking is full service, and by that we mean they do everything. They haul bulk commodities like feed, fertilizer, grain, and potatoes. They offer minor shop repairs and have a full-service lube bay. They grow potatoes, dairy quality alfalfa, and more, and they can even sell you a used truck if you need one. So stop in and see what Pocock Trucking is all about. Grand Peaks, your community health center, is proud to support your local athletes and keep them healthy on their road to state titles. Grand Peaks located in St. Anthony and Rexburg, and now they've got a new one in Idaho Falls. They provide affordable medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmacy services for the entire family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for a full list of services. Good luck, Diggers, from all the staff at Grand Peaks. And that's where I go. That's where I take my family.
Johnny Walker set to return for the Panthers. Johnny Walker's going to take it.
That was a good grab out of the air because that was a funky wobble on that ball.
And he's going to be tackled.
And he's tackled by Jason Fleming. Jason Fleming, the senior, once again, his little brother is sitting down here, not too terribly far from us.
And hopefully he was watching because that was a nice tackle. And then Snake River will take over on the 18-yard line for their second drive of the night.
Well, I'll tell you, Jason Fleming would be the #1 running back in about 90% of the schools at any school size in Idaho. He just happened to play behind the great Carson Harris for a lot of years and then behind McAnally. And so he's one of those unsung heroes too, but, man, he gets after it, both sides of the ball.
Quarterback design run goes nowhere.
Yeah, and in quickly they go. First in there, of course, big number 22, Ben Aldrich, and then finished off by number 51, Clark Sidaway, the 300-pounder.
Loss of 2 there, so we bring up a 2nd and 12 from the 16, 2:30 to go. Opening quarter, second round, Idaho High School playoff football. Two teams not, they're not strangers.
No, they're not. As we talked about before, I think outside of each one of their conferences, this is each team's biggest rival.
It's time from the shotgun. Barr's going to fake the handoff, roll to his right. He's got a receiver. It's going to be enough for a first down.
What a great play.
And that's Landon Williams in on the catch for the Panthers.
They caught Abe Baldwin kind of in the middle of the field. Abe had to go all the way over to make that tackle, but not until the first down. And Ibarra, he put that on a rope. Just put it on a rope, got it there. And, when you get it there in time like that and you hit him in stride, boy, it's amazing what people can do yards after catch.
1st and 10 from 32. Panthers on the prowl. It's going to be a handoff. Maybe just back to the and that's Clancy Howell on that. Keep track of all the running backs.
A big number 65, Dallin Stewart. Dallin Stewart did most of his schooling in Sugar, up until he was about 5th grade, and then their family moved down. His dad took a job in Utah, and he played football for Syracuse High School down there, which is a 6A school in Utah, and then last year moved back up to Idaho. His dad got transferred back up to the university there, and so came right back. They moved right back into the Sugar School District.
2nd and 9. Shotgun. It's going to be another handoff to the right side.
Once again, right into the hands.
Howell on the carry there again. Not much room.
Yeah,
it's a few yards, but it's 3rd and 6.
Him and Dallin Stewart are getting very familiar with each other as they run through their offense and defense. Brings up that third. Snake River, you look at all those state titles that they won, and even on their years where maybe you'd say, hey, it's a down year, they're still competitive because they're one of those schools that has a program. Everybody's got a team. Not everybody has a program. Snake River has a program, and so does Sugar. I think that's what makes these teams so good, and we're going to get
on a 3rd and 6, there's going to be a penalty.
3rd and 6. I'm not sure what this is. I don't know. It looked like it came out pretty quick after the snap, so it might have been somebody was not completely set.
Yeah, Snake River had a bunch of receivers, 4 of them stacked.
Yeah, they had a quad stack. And it might have been, they're saying it's a false start. So one took off early, but it was definitely one of the receivers that did. I wondered if maybe he had not come to a full stop, so an illegal formation.
Okay.
Yep, they are calling it illegal formation. That's what it kind of looked like to me, but.
Was it definitely not a familiar formation, and that's what they'll get.
Well, at 54 years old, my eyes do betray me every now and then.
So that's a loss of a down, so Snake River will punt here with 33 seconds to go in the first quarter. Punts up.
Let this one land. Just
It's
let it
probably
go.
gonna
It'll
out of
go.
bounds.
Near the 30, 31-yard line, right around there, so no return by McAnally. And that's actually good news for Snake River, Ended up being a punt that gave them some favorable yardage on it, make Sugar use more of the field.
So Sugar will take over on their third drive.
Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of local student athletes and all the building professionals of Eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello, they say it's definitely worth the trip. That's your backyard territory.
What?
Franklin Building Supply in
absolutely.
Pocatello.
Everything you need, they got. You covered. 1st and 10 on the 31 for Sugar. It's going to be a quarterback design run. And nearly breaking it free is Gardner.
Well, no, that's actually number 16 that come in. Frank Fillmore, the sophomore quarterback. And when he comes in, he had a 65-yard touchdown run in their last home game against Teton. And they'll bring him in for that. He's the starting quarterback on the JV team, backup quarterback on the varsity, but comes in for special plays as a Wildcat.
Well, that'll be the end of the first quarter. Sugar leads 14-0.
Lava Hot Springs, Idaho is your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off of Interstate 15. Their world-famous hot springs are open now from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. The all-natural Gemo Thorough hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. You can come and soak your worries away. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is now open Fridays and Saturdays noon to 8 p.m. and Sundays noon to 5 p.m. with special weekday hours. Visit LavaHotSprings.com for more information and calendar of events. And if you get there in time during the summer, you can watch Sean Kane in his Speedo do a belly flop off top of the high platform. For all your commercial John Deere new and used agriculture equipment, choose C&B Operations, East Idaho's premier John Deere dealership. Visit C&B Operations at 1102 West Bridge Street in Blackfoot for all your equipment needs, or visit them online at deerequipment.com. C&B Operations in Blackfoot is a proud supporter of Snake River Athletics.
And only part of that was true.
Yeah, when Logan Green's with me, he's the brunt of every joke, And so, Logan, I don't know if he's ever been there, but according to our broadcast, he's been there in a Speedo. He's been there with no tan. He's been, all of that.
It's going to be a hand up the middle. Should be enough for a first down, and that's McAnally again, hard-nosed running.
Yes, great tackle by Mortensen. Bryden Mortensen playing some defense here as well. One thing you will notice about Sugar, their quarterback never plays defense. They haven't for over a decade. They are strictly a quarterback, and they spend their summertime primarily going to skill camps, is what Tyler Richens has them do. Now, this year's a little bit different because you had the pitcher and Jack Gardner that's headed to play baseball at CSI.
He pitches out to McAnally.
Once again, just these 10-yard plugs. 10-yard plugs, pick up a first down. If it's not 10 yards, it's usually 4 or 5.
Yeah, McAnally on the season averages 8 yards per carry. So he was just a little over his average with the 10-yard gain there to bring up 1st and 10 on the 39.
The junior Lyndon Stone, that was able to get a little bit of a hand on him, slow him down somewhat, so it didn't work out more than the 10 yards.
1st and 10 under center. Don't see that much in high school anymore. Fakes the handoff, rolls his left. He's going to run it, and nice slide. Close to a first down is Gardner.
Yep, he do. Now, Gardner got up, and he was looking for a penalty. He thought, hey, this is a late hit. I chose to slide, but that rule doesn't apply for high school in the same way that it applies in college and the NFL. It's a little bit of a different rule there. So
It was close.
Yeah, I thought the player was already in a strike motion.
Once you start moving, you're a big boy, man. Hard to put on the brakes.
Yep, it is.
2nd and 3. Garner under shotgun. It's going to hand it off up the middle again. This time nowhere.
Yeah, McAnally's going to get stopped a little short, and here comes up one of those 3rd downs that we just don't see very often. But I'll tell you what a fantastic tackle by Jonas Bishop. Jonas Bishop, a linebacker, came in and grabbed him, and he was not going to let go. Jonas Bishop, just a sophomore.
Yeah, big guy for just a sophomore. Snake River's defense doing a good job. They are down, but they've shown signs that they can stop some of this running of the Diggers. 3rd and 3 on 32. 9:41 to go in the 2nd quarter. Garner under shotgun. He's going to hand it off. Right side, he's got room. Is Mace. It's going to be enough for a 1st down and a few extra.
And Mace, another one of those, we talk about how strong he is, and you see it there. Takes those hits, absorbs them, continues to pick up yards after that. Of course, it wouldn't be a kind of sugar game if I didn't give a shout-out to Jack Gardner, the quarterback, to his grandfather, Gary Gardner. Gary hates it when I give him a shout-out.
Oh, okay.
Basketball coach at Rick's College for years and years. But even if he doesn't like it, I'll give him a shout-out because I love him. And he is a great man and a great role model and just been a sensational leader for his family and someone that his kids and grandkids have been able to use as an example throughout their life. So, Gary, there's your shout-out. I know you won't like it, but I do. And I have the microphone.
1st and 10. Intercepted by Snake River. And nice touchdown saving tackle.
Yeah, it was finally Gardner that had to bring him down, but what a great interception by Clancy Howell. Gardner just tried to kind of lob it over the top there, and Clancy just didn't go for it, and he just stayed home and picked it off.
Clancy Howell running the ball, and now with an interception, doing a little all for Snake River.
Well, what a great break for Snake River as well, and you caused the break. It was awesome. It was awesome defense. You caused it, and now you have an opportunity. You were kind of on the verge of maybe going down 21-0, and now you have a chance to cut into this 14-0 lead.
So Snake River will take over, 1st and 10 on their own 36. Barra in the shotgun. He's going to pitch it after a fake handoff, and it's blown up. Oh, boy,
that went nowhere. That was one half of the Williams twins that come up. That's Riley Williams. His brother is who's Tyler, number 4, is actually out for the rest of the season with an injury. Trying to heal up for basketball. Missed part of the basketball season last year. Blew an Achilles tendon actually right in front of me, and I heard it pop.
Oh, I've seen that on the tennis court. And
it just and that's not an injury you see a ton in youth. You see it a lot in older guys, but you don't see that as much in youth, and it just popped like someone was snapping their finger.
2nd and 16, handoff up the middle. No room there for the Panthers.
That time carried by number 2.
That's the freshman, Zach Hancock. You got to be on your toes with these Panthers and who's going to run the ball.
Yeah, you do.
3rd and 13.
And he's not one that showed up on the roster they sent us. But now we got him down there.
As what number?
Number 12, Zach Hancock.
Yeah. Freshman.
Now we got that quads right, single left. Again, there is going to be some single coverage this year or this play. It is going to bring Baldwin over in order to pick up one of the receivers.
Now the shotgun right side, it's going to be overthrown, nearly intercepted by Sugar.
Almost picked off by the sophomore, Latrell Markle.
Johnny Walker was the intended receiver. Johnny Walker, he's a big guy too.
So they wanted to bait Baldwin into coming over to that quad, and instead he faked coming over, went back to the middle, and was able to go over on that as well. And now another quick stop for the Diggers. Back is Baldwin and McAnally.
Punt is going to go between both of them. McAnally will pick it up. He's going to run and tackle immediately around the 30-yard line.
Yeah, Johnny Walker, you just talked about him. And Walker says, hey, I might not have caught that pass, but guess what? I can get in and do a good ankle tackle as well.
Now, through the course of the season, we've had Gem State Game Day on IdahoSports.com where we talk about all the football, and Johnny Walker's come up a lot. I hadn't actually seen him live in person, but for some reason I pictured like a small kind of power running back, but he's probably 6-something.
Yeah, he's fairly long.
It's not what I pictured in my mind.
Yeah. He's got a very athletic build that allows, he's got that type of build that allows for power and finesse.
Looks like a basketball player.
Yep.
It's the best thing I could say.
Yep.
Sugar take over 1st and 10 on their 29. Handoff. It's going to be met in the backfield, and that's Cooper Mace on the run, but maybe a yard.
With a sophomore, Brigham Van Orden, number 10, number 67, in first on that tackle, and his buddy, Caleb Mickelson, comes over and helps finish it off. This is a good front line for Snake River. What's been happening with most of this that's allowed the yards for McAnally is it's just the blocking assignments for Sugar have been very sound.
2nd and 9, 6:30 to go here in the second quarter. Sugar ahead 14-0. Garner's going to roll to his right. He's got a receiver. He's not going to catch it.
It was going to be Hank Carter that he was trying for. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 9. His first target of Hank Carter in this ball game. But the thing is, I think Hank was his check down receiver that time. He had Abe Baldwin out in the flats, but the defense was fantastic. Defense that time by number 19, Justin Ray.
Been impressed with the Snake River defense so far in this game. Even though they're down, 14 points, the defense has been pretty solid.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 9. This time out of the shotgun, 3 wide receivers close to us, 2 on the far side. No one in the backfield. He's going to look to his right, then he's going to go down the middle. He's got a receiver, almost one-handed grabbed.
And this is going to, I'm not sure if that was intended for Mace or McAnally. Either way, McAnally's the one that got his hand on it. This is going to bring up a 4th down and what I would guess would be a sure punt. And McAnally usually does their punting. But what a great defensive stop for Snake River and something that they needed.
Yeah, kind of a cross route there, and McAnally almost came down with a spectacular one-handed grab. But Sugar will punt here. High snap, flag on the play, high punt. Everyone yelling to look up so it doesn't bounce off you. Takes a very favorable digger's bounce.
Yeah, it hit a Sugar player. It hit number 11, number 11, Davin Carlson. So it'll come out to the 41-yard line. Now there is a penalty flag. They're going to say it's a false start on Sugar. And if you're Snake, this is a pretty dang good field position.
Yeah, it's you make them re-kit. I don't know. I'm glad I don't have to make those decisions.
Yeah. It's an illegal formation. Yeah, they're going to climb that. That's most of the time, it was a high snap, and it led to kind of a quick punt, and it ended up being high. Didn't get the distance that Mackinac usually gets on that. And when you get favorable field position like that, it's pretty tough to not decline that penalty.
Yeah, I could hear, both coaches, both sides yelling, look up, get away from the ball. It goes off his foot. So Snake River will start on their 43.
And
so
really,
great field. So it's farther up than I thought it was. I was going to say
I thought it was going to be on the 41.
First down. Going to be a quarterback design run. Ibarra's got room on the left side. He's got a first down. He'll go out of bounds past the 40.
Ibarra does an excellent job. Great blocking assignment, too. So one of the things they did, they pulled out one of their best tacklers, Case Malmstrom. He went over to cover that quad on the right side. That's the offensive right side, left side for the defense. And it allowed Barra, because the blocking pushed everybody to the right, allowed Barra to slip up through that left side. And once it became a foot race, the only people able to get in that foot race with him were linemen, and they're not going to catch him.
Oh, Barra, definitely quick.
Yeah.
Timeout Sugar.
The only lineman that really has the ability to catch him there is Case Malmstrom, but he'd been pulled out to the other side. If you're someone who enjoys a propane fireplace but are having problems with your pilot light, unexpected noises, excessive soot, or strange odors, give Fall River Propane a call. They service all makes and models of propane fireplaces. Fall River Propane, your full-service propane provider. Blister's Barbecue has a new location. They have moved 1 mile down the road to the Teton Lakes Golf Course. A small location change brings no changes to the menu and keeps all the same employees you have come to love. But now includes double the seating and unlimited parking. Come in for a quick lunch or dinner, or let them help you with your holiday catering. Let Blisters make that family or work party a breeze. Visit blistersbarbecue.com. Of course, Brady Gardner, quarterback's coach and offensive coordinator for Sugar, owns that.
So 1st and 10 for Snake on their 42. High snap. It's going to be handed off to 25. Clancy Howell, and he's going nowhere.
We just talked about Case Malmstrom and his speed, able to getting in there. That time he wasn't pulled off of the line, and he was able to get into the backfield and make that tackle. Idaho Ag Credit is a lending cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support this webcast and all the student athletes playing in tonight's game. Idaho Ag Credit sure does a lot for farmers around the area. We love it, around the state.
Absolutely. So 2nd and 11, actually a 1 yard loss there on that play. And the shotgun, Ibarra. 2 to each side, 1 behind him. He's going to pass it, though. He's got a receiver. It's going to be almost intercepted.
It was picked off by Abe Baldwin, but he landed out of bounds. Abe Baldwin, who leads the Sugar-Salem team in interceptions. He's got 8 total TDs on the season, 5 of them receiving, and then the 3 interceptions to go along with it.
Made an acrobatic move in the air to get his hands on it, just unfortunately on the other side of the line. Bring up a quick 3rd down for Snake River, 3rd and 11. 5:05 to go, 2nd quarter. Sugar ahead 14-0 over Snake River. Everyone in the backfield for Snake River, and there was definitely some confusion. They're going to take a timeout.
I'd like to recognize another power booster for Snake River, MVP Rentals. MVP Rentals. You know, I kind of go back while we're in this time out here. I kind of go back to that play where they used Ibarra's legs to pick up that 1st down. And that's something I think if you're Snake River that you need to look to a little bit more, because that is, if he can get past that initial line, he's going to pick you up some significant yardage because he's got a speed advantage over a number of players that he's going to match up with in that secondary.
Yeah, definitely good on his legs. And Snake Rivers went more to that kind of heavy run set formations, and it's just happening a little slow. And that's something that can happen when you have a lot of different people playing different positions, right? You're not as quick on where you need to be on the block or where you need to move to. And that's what I'm kind of noticing is Snake is a little slow when they have those run plays, those heavy set run plays.
Yeah.
So 3rd and 11. Bar in the shotgun.
Now we see that traditional spread.
He's going to roll to his right, now to his left, under pressure. He's going to air it out and nearly intercepted. It was a good job by the Snake River receiver to come in and kind of play defense on that pass.
Yeah, it was. And in fact, the one who made that play and forced him into that high lobbing pass was Ben Aldrich, who got into that backfield and forced Ibarra to throw that pass probably 10 yards higher than he would have liked to have thrown it.
Yeah, and Cooper Mace almost comes down with the interception. 4th and 11. Snake River is going to punt here. Bobbles the handoff. Another high punt with not a lot of distance. Can go out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
Boy, I'll tell you what, they're awfully lucky was Snake River that Sugar didn't rush that punt.
Yeah,
because
he had all the time in the world to pick the ball.
Yeah,
kind of sat at his feet, and you know, he didn't. There wasn't a lot of sense of urgency to get that ball up to kick.
That's right.
It's 1st down and 10 yards to go for the 27-yard line for Sugar-Salem.
Sugar will take over. 1st and 10 on the 27. 4:46 to go. Opening half action. Snake River ahead 14-0. Heavy run formation. And it's going to be a handoff.
And, last possession in this first place right here, so far you've seen pretty good adjustments by Snake River as they're starting now to not give up those, 7 to 10 yards that they were giving up before.
Yeah, the linebackers settling in for Snake River,
yeah.
filling the gaps a little bit more, playing a little more closer to home.
Well, and what you're starting to see, too, is that front defensive line is starting to get some arms on them first, where the first part of the game, McAnally was getting through past that initial line every time. Picks up positive yardage here, and it's still good movement, but it's not the movement they were getting their first couple possessions.
Not the big chunks.
63 Kyler Orr in on that tackle, just a junior.
Just quickly, third down for Sugar. Both teams start with an S.
Yeah.
Sugar, Snake. But quickly, third down for Sugar here. Gardner under shotgun. He's going to hand off McNally. He's going to bounce out to the right side and probably get the first down, but we do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, and I think this is actually going to be a holding on Hank Carter. It is.
As they start to move back.
Yeah.
The Diggers do.
I think that's what allowed McAnally to bump off of that initial tackle and go to the right side.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to go down very quickly and magically spun out or bounced out to the other side.
Yeah.
It's going to be holding.
That's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 12.
So 3rd and 12 for Sugar.
Beautiful remodeled facility here, the ICCU Dome, formerly Holt Arena, formerly Mini Dome.
Garner shotgun. He's going to go back. He's under pressure. A little screen down the middle. It's caught and breaks one tackle, and then it's going to be enough for a first down.
So
and it's Baldwin again.
Finally brought down by Jonas Bishop, the sophomore. Bishop been in on a number of plays. I really like this Jonah Bishop and his understanding and reading of the field. Now, Sugar picked up a first down off a great screen pass from Gardner to Baldwin, but Jonas Bishop stopped that from becoming possibly a touchdown.
Yeah, Baldwin did a good job not to go down on the first contact. So 1st and 10 on 41. 3 minutes left to go in first half here. It's kind of slowed down on the scoring side.
Your hometown Idaho State Bengals on the road this weekend. They won't be playing here in the Dome. They'll be playing down at Weber State.
Hand off to Mace. He breaks out to the right side. He's got room, finally met just past the 40, but a nice gain by Cooper Mace.
He was hit by 2 defenders over on the sideline. Both defenders went down, and he stayed on his feet.
So Sugar-Salem flexing a little bit here with a nice drive that, was backed up on a 3rd down and 12 on a holding call. But now crossed onto the other side of the field with 2:42 to go.
Now you got trips here, and you're going to have 2 of these. You're going to have a safety, one safety come over, your deep safety, but you're going to have 2 with single coverage.
Garner's going to elect a handoff to McAnally, left side, and nice tackle.
Loss on the play.
Is number 8, Landon Williams for Snake River. Read that very well and wrapped up very tightly.
Well, and that's one of those, again, when your coaches say, stay at home. Yeah, it was a reverse on that because Gardner started to flush out to that right side, hands it off to McAnally coming back this way, and oftentimes, well, that's designed to draw those defenders over to that side of the field. Instead on that, Williams stayed where he was and was able to angle that play and get a loss on the down.
2nd and 11 on the 42. Garner under center. He's going to pass it this time. He's got a receiver. It's Baldwin.
He's going to be just about a yard short of the first down marker.
Safety net Baldwin. It kind of seems like tonight, anytime Sugar needs something, some positive yards, Baldwin is where that pass goes to.
Yep. Brings up a 3rd and 1, a lot more manageable 3rd down for Sugar-Salem. I'd imagine this is 2-down territory to get 1 yard anyway.
As Snake River will get the ball to start the second half. So 3rd and 1. Under center again. It's going to be a handoff.
It's going to be Mace.
Mace will have enough for a first down.
And once again, the sophomore Bishop gets in on that. This Bishop kid's going to be a kid we're going to be watching for the next couple years. He's got 2 more years left after this.
Yeah, Snake River is, you can tell, noticeably very large on their line. There are some big guys down there, and they're doing some good work. But it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 28. 55 seconds to go in this first half. Sugar looking to score. It's going to be a pass, and it's going to be too short.
Yeah, intended for Mace, threw a little bit behind him. Tell you what, it was a good defensive assignment, though, by Landon Williams to get out there and get in an angle that made it so the pass had to be thrown back just a little bit. Otherwise, it might have been a pick six, because if that gets picked off there, that's going back for a touchdown.
Yeah, if it's any higher, if that ball's thrown any higher, it's trouble.
Yep.
And so, heads up play to keep the ball low, maybe give a receiver just a chance, but not have that huge mistake. 2nd and 10. 2 wide receivers each side. The passes looks to the right side, pump fakes, and almost sacked.
Yeah.
But no one at home on that pass.
No. Royal Dally got into the backfield, and the only receiver in that general area was Ace Clark, the junior. He was being defended well by Bryden Mortensen.
I don't know if it was foreshadowing, but it seems like Sugar's had a lot of 3rd downs in this game.
Yeah.
And it typically hasn't been part of their season, a ton of 3rd down. They haven't had many of these throughout the course of their season, but a few more tonight, and you got to credit Snake River's defense.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 on the 28, 40 seconds. Each team's used a timeout. From the shotgun. It's going to look left side down the middle. It's there. And
it's going to bring up a 4th down. That was great defense by Johnny Walker.
Intended receiver is Baldwin again. Again, when they need a, get a converted 3rd down, Baldwin's been there, just in and out of the hands there. 4th and 10. Probably, like you said, they're going to go for it here. House money, really, 35 seconds. I'm going to take a timeout to talk it over.
They might send on Tykert. This is within his field goal range.
Or, field goal, or maybe, it's 10 to go. You can't really hard count them.
Yeah, it's 4th and 10. A hard count does benefit you because it does change up the play you got to call, but if not, the Diggers just use their 2nd of 3 timeouts. You do have 1 more remaining, and you don't get them back in the second half. So
that's why I say maybe you take a hard count here. You don't get it, then you bring out some sort of kicking unit, either a punt or a field goal.
Yeah. Well, and I think here, if punt's your main option, you just go for it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to, punts might bring them out to the 20, 8 yards better.
Yeah, you're probably not, you're probably not going to punt from here. But
yeah, and Gardner's back on, so this is going to be a go for it for them.
Gardner's back.
And this is what you got. You're going to have triplets on the right side, twins on the left. You're going to have Clark, Mace, McAnally. And on the left side, you're going to have Baldwin and Carter.
Looks to that right side, and it's McAnally, and it's going to be obviously
easiest call of the ball game, and there's a 1st down right there.
Mortensen was beat and knew it, and it's either give it to him, touchdown, or wrap him up and give him a 1st down. It was a tough place to be in.
Well, and with trips and twins, you are going to have a minimum of 3 in single coverage, and that's what single coverage leads to oftentimes is a pass interference.
Yeah, McAnally had him beat, and it would have been clear skies for him, but it'll bring up a 1st and 10 now from the 14 for Sugar. 31 seconds. Sugar knocking on the door. Would love one more score before halftime as Snake River will receive the ball. Gardner in his shotgun. He's going to pass to the right side. He's got his receiver, Mace.
Mace already with a touchdown today. Tries to power his way through. He did step out of bounds. You can see that he stepped out of bounds down there about the 3-yard line.
He wanted to go out of bounds and come back the other way in.
Yeah.
And apparently you can't do it.
No. Per rule.
I'm not the rules guy. But But it was enough for a first down, right? So you're going to get another set of downs here, and it's going to be first and goal from the 3-yard line.
So the winner of this matchup between Sugar-Salem and Snake River will face the winner of Kimberly and Fruitland. It's a game that, and that's a rematch in and of itself, too.
Yeah.
Fruitland winning that earlier in the year. And a tight one.
Sugar in a heavy run formation, and that's where they'll go. And touchdown from the 3-yard line is McAnally for Sugar. Bringing that score to 20-0. And that's tough for Snake River, who had a pretty good defense throughout this drive. Just, you know, if they could have stopped him and not had that pass interference, it could be a whole different ballgame.
Well, without a doubt, that touchdown was not a result of bad defense.
No.
You know, they made Sugar, and I think this is what you do. You know, when you're Snake River or any team against a Sugar-Salem in this scenario, is Sugar's probably going to score on you. You've got to make them earn everything they get all the way down the field. And, you know, the first 2 drives that Sugar scored on, Snake River gave up some big plays on those. That one there, they did not give up any big plays. The kind of semi-big was the one to Baldwin to keep the driver, but a lot of that was yards after the catch.
Yeah.
So it wasn't necessarily the initial part of the play itself in the pass. It was yards after the catch, and then really the biggest play after that was the pass interference.
Yeah, I mean, really the defense had done a great job. Just the penalty was enough to get Sugar that close, and once Sugar gets that close, that run game takes over, and tough to stop in those short yardage positions.
And good passing by Jack Gardner, too, to find his receivers.
20 seconds left, first half. Sugar will kick off. Walker back to receive. It'll be a little pooch kick.
Yep.
It's going to be fielded on 35 for Snake River.
Didn't want to give a big return there. You know, Jack Gardner as a quarterback doesn't get a lot of near as much talk as a lot of quarterbacks do. He's not a big running quarterback, and oftentimes you'll call quarterbacks names when they're running and stuff like that. So when a pass is thrown, immediately we call the receiver's name. You know, but you got to remember that pass came from somewhere, and Jack Gardner's he's what I call the quiet quarterback.
Yeah, pretty good job on the year. 13 TDs, only 4 interceptions. That's a ratio.
Yep, done a very good job.
You're going to love. And Snake River will elect just to kneel it out for the first half as Sugar-Salem leads 21-0 over Snake River in the second round playoff matchup on IdahoSports.com. We'll be back for the halftime show right after this.
Dear road rivals, every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our no-cost maintenance plan. Nissan and Ford charge extra for maintenance. At Toyota, we take care of our drivers. Join us. Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
This year, help dreams come true with the Ideal Idaho 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits, ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, K-12 education, and student loan repayment. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org if you would like to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota. Let's go places.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance. Your Health Idaho's got you covered with all you need to know. Open enrollment is the time of year where you can enroll in or change your health insurance coverage. And Your Health Idaho is the place to go for quality coverage at a lower cost. 25% of enrollees pay $25 or less. Make sure to enroll by December 16th to get covered and save money.
We're Valleywide Cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valleywide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Dear Triathlon, let's take on iconic trails and race straight to the top. What's the point of winning if you can't enjoy the view? Yours, Toyota SUVs. Toyota. Let's go places.
I kind of think of Shelley as like the Justice League. Everyone talks about, Brindley Cannon, but they're kind of like the Justice League. They just have a nice set of characters that back them up.
When it comes to high school sports, East Idaho never gets its due.
I ran into Jeremy Hess, the AD of Grace Luther, and, he was just excited. And then, I'm just talking to him, and he goes, we have 7 girls, so just amazing.
But the East Idaho Prepcast has changed that, covering the biggest sports stories from Salmon all the way down to Bear Lake.
And again, Grace is always that team just kind of lurking, like, yeah, there's Grace. They, they don't have social media, but you know what? They have footballs, they got grass, and they got pads, and they use all those very well.
It's the East Idaho Prepcast with Sean Kane on IdahoSports.com.
At all our local Teton dealerships, we're committed to our no problem philosophy.
No problem means we'll find it, not we don't have it.
No problem means the same fair prices that we've always offered on our new vehicles.
Because when you shop with us, it's always no problem to buy and service your vehicles.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Halftime show as Sugar-Salem leads 21-0 over the Snake River Panthers. It was a good half of football. If you like football, there's a lot of good things that happened for Sugar more than the Panthers. But the Panthers played really good defense. Sugar-Salem started off with a 11-yard run from Mace for a touchdown. Snake River punted. Sugar-Salem on their second possession Then Ace gets a 35-yard pass. And then we didn't have a lot happen until the second quarter. Snake River had to punt, really just not getting anything going on the offensive side. But then Sugar-Salem does throw an interception. Snake River unable to capitalize. Then a couple of punts. Snake River, had kind of an opportunity. They had to punt. Sugar, with very minimal time left in the opening half, was a McAnally 3-yard run, and that's how we got to this score.
Well, and you look at the 21 points up on the board, and that 21 points, that's some good Sugar offense, but it's not a result of bad Snake River defense.
No.
Snake River's offense has just not been able to get anything going and sustain anything, and it's forced their defense to spend a lot of time on the field. And, when you spend that much time on the field, you're going to get scored on. You just, for Snake River, their offense has to be able to sustain drives and make it so Sugar's offense isn't on the field for that.
Yeah, a lot of the Snake River players are, most of their big-time athletes are kind of going both ways. Like Johnny Walker, Landon Williams, all these guys are playing on both sides of the field. They've actually spent more time on the defensive side, and, that's hard to do. You need to get a little more sustainable drives to get some scoring opportunities for Snake River. But Snake River's defense really, the score could be way more or way less, but Snake River's defense did have some good stops. Unfortunately, a penalty, a pass interference really led to a touchdown for that last score. Really discredit to their defense, just some good offensive plays run by the Diggers.
Yeah, it was. And again, we talked about it during that last possession after the score that they made Sugar earn everything they got down the field. And that's one of the things you ask in any sport of your athletes. It's like in a basketball game. You're not going to hold a team scoreless, but you got to make them earn what they get. It's the unearned stuff that ends up giving teams victories oftentimes. And I think if you're Snake River here, you look and say, hey, for the most part, we've made Sugar earn what they got, but they've got to get their offense going, where Sugar has just been good on both sides of the ball. They've been good defensively and stout, and they've been good offensively, that even against a good defense like a Snake River, they've still been able to move the ball effectively.
Yeah, and, Snake River coming in on the season, they average scoring 20 points, but they also average giving up 19 points. Now, Sugar-Salem on the other side averages 40 points. They only give up 11. So Sugar a little more on track of their season average game plan, where the Snake River Panthers are not, as they haven't scored here in the first half.
Well, one of the things that you've always had with a Tyler Richens coached team, particularly in these 6 years where they've played for the state championship game, is balance has been one of the words that really comes to mind. It just hasn't been a powerful scoring offense or this powerful defense that can just stop everybody. It's been a combination of both. And, anytime you go out and you're able to have a balanced attack, you're able to give yourself and your team the best opportunity to pick up a win in that game, because what you hate to have to do is rely on just one aspect and say, man, if we don't put up a ton of points, we're not going to win this ball game. Or if our defense doesn't just stop them every time, we're not going to win because our offense can't put points up on the board. This is a very balanced Sugar team and has been really for the last 6 years.
And probably where we're not pointing enough of the spotlight is the Diggers' defense. Okay, they've pitched a shutout to start the game. They've been very disruptive on the run defense. They've gotten hands. They've almost got a couple interceptions themselves. But overall, the Sugar-Salem defense really, I'd kind of moved that spotlight, that blue spotlight towards them as this game has progressed. The offense has been very efficient and balanced, but the defense has been lights out.
Yeah. Yep, they have, and I think you look at a defense. What kids like, for example, Case Malmstrom have done, Ben Aldrich, and the stops that they've been able to get. Yet defensively, stops for loss of yardage on the plays, those kind of things have been a big deal. And in the secondary, even though you don't have interceptions, they've been able to knock down a lot of things or make it very difficult for receivers to catch the passes. So the defense has been very good. I think the offensive line has to get a little bit of a run as well. You look like what Braden Pocock has done there to open up some of those running gaps, along with the other linemen as well. You hate to leave people out, but it's it's been a balanced attack, but I think the thing is, if you are Snake River, the key is you have to get your offense going. Your offense has to find a way to work. And I go back to that play where Ibarra used his legs to pick up that first down. I think that's something that they can rely on.
Yeah, Ibarra was effective on the run from the quarterback position, right? Reads the defense, then makes a move, and I think that would be effective. But I do also think it's very important on this first drive for Snake River to establish that offense a little better. Not able to get out on a third down has kind of been their crutch right now. They've had to punt. They haven't been able to convert third downs and make those third downs a little more manageable. You don't have to go for it all in one shot. A few times they were going for big shots.
Yeah.
I like that early in the game, but now as the game settled in, if it's 5 yards here, 5 yards there, it still equals 10.
Yeah. Well, and I think a lot of it, I think you hit it right there. A lot of it's been the situations of third and long.
Yeah.
And third and longs just are not a good scenario. It's one thing if you're on the other side of the field, on the defensive side of the field, and you're maybe on the 30, 35, maybe even 40-yard line, and it's two down territory, But when you're on your own side of the field and you've got third and long, I mean, that just becomes something that can ultimately turn into things that are destructive.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of the scores before kickoff here in this same classification. We have Homedale 35-0 over Buell in the fourth quarter, and the game, the winner of this game will take on one of these two teams, Kimberly or Fruitland, and in the third quarter it's 12-5, a very normal football score.
Yeah, it is. Well, tomorrow you have Weiser and American Falls. It's the lone 4A game that is played on Saturday. Everything else is played tonight.
Some other kind of games East Idaho wise, because we have two great East Idaho teams here tonight. In the third quarter, Eagles ahead of Madison 22-16.
That's a surprise, by the way.
Yeah, in the third quarter as well, Rigby all over Post Falls 45-7.
That was expected.
Yeah,
Rigby's a team. They had that early season loss to start the season anyway to Coeur d'Alene. And Coeur d'Alene's one of those teams that's just that we just looked at this year and we're like, who are they really? They knock off. They knocked off a good Rigby team, and then they go down and they lose to Lewiston.
Yep.
And it's a Lewiston team that I didn't think was that great, and Rigby just continued to get better as the season went on. You look at the win they had over Madison. That's a good win. Madison is a very, very, very good team this year. Coach Doherty, who went there as their offensive coordinator, who was on the Sugar staff for the last number of years, went there, and he's done great things there as their offensive coordinator.
Basically, week in and week out, when we talk high school football, we talk about Madison's offensive and defensive line, right?
Yeah.
They're one of the biggest. They're doing big things there. Another interesting score, it doesn't really pertain to much here, but in the fourth quarter, Minico leads Bishop Kelly 20-13, and Hillcrest 35-0 in the third over Blackfoot. So another all East Idaho matchup there.
Of course, we have Tim Belknap, Josh McGauley on that Hillcrest game. Hillcrest, last week I had the Hillcrest game. They scored on their first 5 possessions against Sandpoint.
I've been saying Hillcrest is the most underrated second seed, and Sugar-Salem with a onside kick, and it's going to be successful right off the start. Not what Snake River wanted, and kind of caught him sleeping, did Sugar, with that
and recovered
kick
by Tykert, the kicker. And you can see that was designed for him to recover that, because what happens, everybody else angled in to block for him to be able to recover that ball.
And, it was about as perfectly kicked as you could get. It went exactly as far as it needed to go and stopped, and Sugar's going to take over here with great field position.
Well, you notice partway through halftime, when both teams were still deep into the locker rooms, he was out here kicking. It's the only thing he does. He's a soccer player, so the only thing he does is kick.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 48 for
now,
Sugar.
Now, he has a twin sister that I always say is tougher than him. She's a fantastic track athlete. And, of course, Porter, great track. I mean, just great athlete, period, anyway. But, you know, any time there you got twins like that, little sibling, you know, I like to ask them, hey, who's the better twin?
Who's the better one? Who was born first? Cooper Mace on the run there for a 5-yard gain, so they'll bring up a 2nd and 5.
You know, we sure hope that Marcus Coombs is healthy for the basketball season. He's a senior, fantastic basketball player. In fact, I felt all last year that they were probably the best basketball team in the state. Meaning, and what I meant by that, because obviously Bonners Ferry did a great job, and I'm talking. What was 3A, now 4A. Yeah. Bonners Ferry did a great job, and they won it, and I love those Bonners Ferry kids as well. But I did feel most of the season that if everybody played their best, that their best, meaning Snake Rivers, was probably the best if everybody played their best.
Yeah, they were loaded. That team was loaded.
It was, and they were tall, they were balanced. But I'll tell you, I've never seen, I shouldn't say never, but it's rare to see a team like that Bonners Ferry basketball team last year that just would not be denied. Flat out would not be denied. Those are kids I'd watched since they were freshmen and sophomores, and I just love that group of kids. There's McAnally.
Big run up the middle after a false start penalty was called. Yeah. Didn't matter because on that first run, McAnally takes it for a first down for Sugar.
Yeah, Bryden Mortensen, the junior, able to bring him down. You know, and those were the kind of big chunk plays that Sugar was getting in the first quarter of the ball game to start us off.
Yeah, all capped off by an onside kick. It kind of caught everyone off guard, especially Snake River Panthers, and Sugar-Salem on the move now. 1st and 10 on their 36. Under center, Gardner. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to look to his right side and into the, not the dirt, but the turf of the ICC.
Yeah.
Dome.
And his open receiver was actually downfield. It was Hank Carter was his open receiver downfield. He just must not have seen him. But truth be told on that, I think Hank Carter got away with a false start as well. He came off that line awfully quick.
And the Snake River defensive line, when it's a pass play, has done a good job to get the pressure there, not giving them a ton of time. 2nd and 10.
Back to McAnally they go, and he's met quickly.
And they must have heard me say they were doing a good job.
Yeah, Caleb Mickelson in there. Now, this brings up a 3rd down and 9, a long 8, short 9, and I think what you got here is, and we talked about this in the last possession, this is 2-down territory most of the time. So you got your 3rd and 4th to be able to pick up a 1st down here, should that needs be. And when you're in this position, you're a little bit better off with a longer 3rd down. It's those 3rd and longs on the other side of the field that can hurt you.
So 3rd and 9, Gardner in the shotgun. He's going to elect to take it himself up the middle. He'll be stopped, but like you said, Lance, he got some of those yards.
Yeah, and when it was actually Frank Fillmore that came in again at quarterback, the sophomore.
They keep tricking me.
Just to do that, and now Gardner will bring back in the
You're going to have to kick me. Well, he's 16 and he's 12. It's very
well, and they got similar builds when you look at him from a distance.
Same kid.
Yep, it does.
Gardner back in now in shotgun. McAnally to his left hip. Trying to draw him off sides here. 4th and 6.
You're going to have single coverage on the left. It's probably going to be Baldwin. And they go
Passes
to him.
Up.
They go right
got
to
him. Baldwin, touchdown. He was as open as you can be. And that's going to be another touchdown for the Diggers to bring that score to 27-0. How many yards passing was that?
It was a 31-yard
31, yeah.
Tyker back on to attempt the extra point. Tyker walking with an extra kick in his step. Was injured for a lot of the soccer season, but ended up kicking.
It's good, 28-0 now.
Then recovering that onside kick to start the second half. He was pretty.
Yeah, what a great play there by Sugar-Salem. And that's, you kind of see that in playoff football. You kind of, the score isn't out of hand by any means. And you go for something like that. It could be, bad, right? You give Snake River great field position. They go down to score. Maybe that gets something fired up. But on the other hand, you get it, and then now you get a lead.
That's right. And sometimes, when you're playing good teams, sometimes you got to take some risks too, and even though Sugar had the lead, this Snake River team is good enough and has the kind of athletes that they could come back in a game awfully quick. This isn't a team you look at and say, they just don't have what it is, Once the first score was up on the board, they're done. That's not this Snake River team. The Snake River team has some absolute studs out there in the field. And you look at their offense and defensive line, and they're big. They are big.
Johnny Walker back to receive. Panthers probably more aware now.
Yeah. I don't anticipate an onside kick here.
Another little pooch kick, though.
Yeah, they do that on purpose.
Try to keep it out of Walker's hands. And
what happens is when you have a kicker that can control the ball like that, a kid that's a soccer player and really knows how to control the ball, they'll tell him, okay, we need this kind of kickoff. We need this kind of kickoff. We need this kind of kickoff. And you get a guy that can do that. It's amazing. And, of course, you see it mostly at the college and pro ranks where a kicker makes a massive difference in a game. Most of your scores in the NFL are actually field goals, not touchdowns.
Yeah, and when you get into playoffs, right, special teams wins the game.
Yep, that's right.
Snake will take over here, 1st and 10 on the 27, 9:05 to go in the third quarter. The bar in the back. He's got a receiver, just overthrows him, and he was open. And Johnny Walker was the intended receiver, and he had him just too much mustard on that one.
Yeah, and Walker had he was out in space. He had beat Kimball Tonks on that single coverage down the field, and that was, if that would have laid right in his hands there, that was going to be a touchdown for sure.
So 2nd and 10, but again, it's kind of setting up the Panthers in kind of that bad scenario again, right? You get that, it's great, but now you're 2nd and long, 2nd and 10.
Yeah.
You kind of got to start chipping away at it. Barr in the shotgun, puts a man in motion. He's going to hand off. Left side, got a little room, going to get a few yards. And
that's Daly, and it was McAnally. And he looked like he kind of twisted funny when he came down. And McAnally is, of course, you don't ever want a player injured. He's especially one because of the workload that he carries for this team. For Sugar-Salem. Yeah, I think a bright spot for Snake River as you look at it is they have not turned the ball over, and Sugar is a machine at forcing teams into turnovers. And they try to strip the ball. They hit very hard, and for a team like Snake River to come out to have a chance to win this game. That's one of the categories that you have to be stellar in, is not turning the ball over. And we saw that, of course, in our last game, the 8-man game that we were watching beforehand, that we saw a team move down into the red zone dang near every time they had the ball.
Yeah.
And then 4 interceptions, 2 fumbles, and it just absolutely can destroy your ability to win a ball game. Well, for Snake River, their defense has played good.
They're one good offensive play from really getting some momentum, right?
Yep.
The defense is, done a good job. You have an interception. Yep. You've held them to 28, and I say that sparingly, but right, you still have held. It could be way out of hand at this point.
Well, and a lot of that score is
high
just
snap, and that's going to be loose.
It's going to be a touchdown.
Touchdown, Diggers. It's number 5, Riley Williams.
One half of the Williams twins.
It was a high snap, unable to contain it. Was Ibarra, and Williams comes away with a scoop and score fumble recovery.
Roughly at the 20-yard lines where he picked that up.
Riley Williams, fumble recovery TD, and maybe we jinxed them, Lance, with all the no turnover talk.
Well, yeah, we very well could have, but and that wasn't a bobble snap; it was just a high snap.
It's too high, and it doesn't have height listed for Snake River, but Ibarra is not that tall. All right, he's definitely not 6 feet. Extra points up and good, bringing that score to 35-0, 8:31 left to go in the third quarter.
Taylor Chevrolet is proud to support Sugar-Salem Athletics. Taylor Chevrolet has been serving the Upper Valley for over 90 years with excellent service and stellar sales team. Taylor Chevrolet is the home of oil changes for life. That's right. Buy any new or used vehicle, never worry about your oil again. Taylor Chevrolet is your Southeast Idaho auto dealer with a wide selection of Chevrolet and Cadillac models. Come in today and get the vehicle you want with oil changes for life. Stop by their Rexburg location or visit their website at TaylorChev.com. Once again, you ask for Blake Harris when you go in there. You tell him Lance Taylor sent you, and he's going to help you out. Grand Peaks, your community health center, is proud to support our local athletes and keep them healthy on the road to state titles. Grand Peaks, located in St. Anthony and Rexburg, and now a brand new facility in Idaho Falls, provides affordable medical, dental, behavioral health, and pharmacy services to the entire family. Visit grandpeaks.org online for a full list of services. Good luck, diggers, from all the staff at Grand Peaks. And, of course, I go there. I can give them a personal shout-out. Dr. Curtis, he is our family doctor there, and he is awesome. That's all I can say. He is awesome. He takes care of the Taylor bunch.
Still hasn't cured Lance.
Hasn't cured me yet.
But he'll figure it out one day.
Yeah, he's trying. He's trying. That's a whole nother degree in and of itself.
Sugar-Salem to kick off, another targeted kickoff. It's going to be received and taken for a good return.
Yeah, it was. Finally brought down by Davin Carlson, a junior, but nice return by number 8, Landon Williams.
Yeah, Landon Williams made something kind of out of nothing. That had a good little angle on that kickoff. And
yeah. You know, and if you're Snake River, you got to be able to take advantage and capitalize in some scenarios like this.
A good field position here on the 42-yard line. First down, 8:26 to go in the third quarter. Barr in the shotgun. He's going to run it himself. He's going to try to get it outside. He's not going to get it, but he will get a few yards. Kind of the play Lance was looking for earlier.
Yeah. Franklin Building Supply is a proud supporter of local student athletes and all the building professionals of Eastern Idaho. Their friendly and knowledgeable team is ready to help you make your project a success from start to finish. Franklin Building Supply in Pocatello. It's worth the trip.
2nd and 8 for the Panthers. Heavy run formation. Barr in the shotgun. He's going to look to pass. He's got some time. He's got a receiver, high throw, but it's caught for a first down. Nice job.
Hunter Lee with the great reception, and he got hit hard by Abe Baldwin, but got that first down. And those kind of plays that we talk about, that they need a few of those sparking plays like that can kind of bring some motivation back and bring that thing that says, hey, guys, we can come in this. Now, down 35-0, it's not impossible to come back in this game. It's improbable, but not impossible to come back.
Just got to start somewhere, and right now the Panthers are starting.
Yep.
1st and 10 on the 45. Barra in the shotgun. He's going to hand off, but take it himself. Fake the handoff and snuffed out by the Diggers.
That's Muzzy Malmstrom. Again, we talk about his speed. That's the one lineman that they're going to have a hard time beating speed-wise. And, you know, that one play we talked about when Ibarra ran to the other side, they had sucked Malmstrom out to cover that quad receiving set on that far side, and then Ibarra went over, and the rest of the linemen, from a speed perspective, if he gets out there, they're not going to keep up with him from a speed perspective. Malmstrom's the only one that can really do that.
Loss of 2 on that play. 2nd and 12 for the Panthers. Barra in the shotgun, one receiver, or one running back behind him.
That's Clancy Howell. He'll do some blocking duty here.
Passes out, but no one able to catch that. Good defense by the DBs of the Diggers.
Johnny Walker was the intended receiver on that, and it wasn't that the defense was anything special. Yeah, your DBs were there and one of your safeties, but it's just the pass just was way too far out.
Yeah. Felt a little pressure, but still had time. 3rd and 12, another big, another 3rd down and long for the Panthers. So again, you have to credit the Diggers and their defense is able to put the Panthers in these situations, these 3rd and longs. They've done a great job tonight.
Now with the spread, going to get this timeout on 3rd and long. And I don't know if this is 4th down, go for it territory.
It's close
here. Yeah.
Down 0-35.
Lava Hot Springs, Idaho is your destination for a fun or relaxing day, whichever you choose. Just 11 miles off of Interstate 15. Their world-famous hot springs are open now from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. and until 11 p.m. on Fridays and Saturdays. The all-natural geothermal hot springs are always a warm 102 to 112 degrees. By the way, that's a big difference, 102 to 112 degrees.
Yeah, hot tubs normally like 104.
Yeah, I'll choose the 102 degree in that set right there. So you can come and soak your worries away. Their indoor aquatic center with Kiddie Cove is now open Fridays and Saturdays noon to 8 p.m. and Sundays noon to 5 p.m. with special weekday hours. Visit lavahosprings.com for more information and calendar of hours. For all your commercial John Deere new and used agriculture equipment, choose C&B Operations, Eastern Idaho's premier John Deere dealership. Visit C&B Operations at 1102 West Bridge Street in Blackfoot for all your equipment needs, or visit them online at deerequipment.com. C&B Operations in Blackfoot is a proud supporter of Snake River Athletics.
After the Panthers timeouts, 3rd and 12. Barr's going to air it out, and he's got a receiver again, just overthrows him. Had an open receiver.
Yeah, he did. In fact,
Nice
that
fake.
time everyone had gone with Preston Wheatley. All three.
Yeah.
Your corner and your safeties had gone with Wheatley. And downfield, they believe that was Hunter. I don't know if it was Hunter Lee or or Johnny Walker.
I think it was Johnny Walker who was the open receiver. Just overthrew him. Going to go ahead and punt here. I tell you what, if Sugar decides to bring some pressure on the punt, it might cause some trouble. Punt's going to go all the way down to the 10. It's going to be fielded by Baldwin. Kind of a late pickup on that.
Yeah.
Kind of trying to fake him out like I'm not going to pick it up. Maybe I am. He does.
That's one of those the coaches play aside and say, that worked out. Don't you ever do that again.
Yeah, just let it go down. No, you don't want to mistake this close to the end zone.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to give the Panthers any breathing room at this point.
I'm one of those conservative people that way when it comes to sports. I'm very conservative on the, I'm one of those that punt when you should punt. Throw when you should throw, run when you should run. I'm one of those kind of guys. Now, I'm also one that knows, if a team gets down or things like that, you got to take some risks that you might not normally take as well. But I always look at those and I say to myself, that better work out, because if it doesn't, there's going to be a chewing taking place at the sideline. A good Abe. Just love Abe. There is Jason Fleming. Like I said, Jason Fleming would be the starting running back and would carry the majority of the time for about 90% of the high schools in this state at any size. But because of who he's had as teammates, we just haven't been able to always see how good he is.
That was a good run there, 12 yards on the play for Fleming.
Now we got a Wildcat scenario coming here and probably a run that's going to happen with Fillmore. Now, one of these things about Fillmore coming in is he can throw the ball as well.
Might be a little more Fillmore time here.
But I'm anticipating a run here, particularly because of the combo in the backfield with him and Fleming.
Fillmore in the shotgun. He is going to run it. Up the middle, bounces off 1, 2, finally brought down just before the 40.
39-yard line will bring up a 2nd and 5. And he's going to stay on. It's Fillmore. Maybe with this lead, they're just going to call it a day for Gardner and say, let's keep you healthy for next week, which, again, it's either going to be a matchup with Kimberly or Fruitland. Last time we checked in, Kimberly had the lead, and that's Sugar would like to play anybody who's in front of them, and so would Kimberly or Fruitland. They'd like to play anyone in front of them, but for Sugar, they would especially like to play Kimberly.
And that game is in overtime. Or no, that's another game. Fillmore with a nice piece of running for a first down and more past the 50.
I didn't think Fillmore was going to make it to the edge without getting tackled, so I was really pleased that he was able to get on that edge. And, this is what I like down there. You got the veteran, the senior, Jack Gardner, who's been quarterbacking all this game and done a great job, and he's one of the first ones there congratulating him, and talking about the next play and giving him that encouragement, and it's like having another coach on the sideline as well.
They're going to continue to roll with Fillmore and Fleming, the double Fs. It'll be a handoff. This time to
Cooper Mace. He's number 1. He gets tackled by number 1, Bryden Mortensen. We would call that one-on-one.
One-on-one. A little one-on-one. Maybe in basketball later.
That's right.
So 2nd and 4, 6-yard gain there. 4-10 and clicking here in the third quarter.
And now Gardner checks back into the ball game. Maybe there are just a couple things they need to go over with him. You never know, but I loved his poise on the sideline and his leadership. In the backfield right now, McAnally has not come back into the ball game, and he did walk off on his own power, but it's Kimball Tonks. Kimball's the 3rd leading rusher on this team, actually. The 2nd leading rusher is Jason Fleming. At least throughout the season. Now, Cooper Mace has been your 2nd leading rusher today. And they're starting to rely on Mace a lot more.
Yeah, Mace started off the scoring for the Diggers. 11-yard run in the first quarter, first drive. It's going to bring up another first down, though, for the Diggers. 1st and 10 from 39, 3:30 and counting. Gardner back, looking to pass. He's going to air it out. He's got a receiver, overthrows him.
Yeah, and Hank Carter's looking for a pass interference, but I think their legs just got inadvertently tangled there. I don't think it was. I mean, I can see he couldn't see whether it was intentional or not, but from our view, that to me looked like inadvertent and nothing that would draw a pass interference.
And the ball is pretty much uncatchable too.
Yeah. Well, and we saw a pass interference in the first game that I got a little heated over.
Trying to calm Lance down here.
A non-call.
2nd and 10 on the 39. Sugar to run it. It's going to be close to first down. That's
Kimball Tonks again.
Kimball Tonks. And Johnny Walker in on the. Johnny Walker's been in on about every defensive play, I feel like, for Snake River.
He plays both sides of the ball.
Gardner in the shotgun. Tonks to his left. He's going to hand it off to.
Going to be Aldridge.
And there's a big flag at the end.
Yeah, they're going to call it a hold, and that's going to come back.
Trying to get Ben Aldridge into the scoring column.
Yeah, and that's Cooper Mace they're going to call that on.
I don't think Ben Aldridge believed how open he was.
Coach Richens is not happy at that call. But it's still a first down because where the holding took place.
So so like you said, still a first down on the 15 now, 1st and 15.
And Ben Aldridge going, what? Come on.
I want my touchdown. He's been in there playing defense.
Yeah, he's had a number of carries this year. And again, we have not seen McAnally come back into the ball game. Now, they haven't had to bring him back in, because of the score. But, for Sugar, that's definitely a player they're going to want next week to be
Tonks
healthy.
And Mace in the backfield. They're going to give the Tonks. He's going to get
nice little cut, shifty move up there.
First down. They can still get a first down here.
I tell you, I'm really impressed with this sophomore, Jonas Bishop from Snake River. Not just a good player, his sportsmanship on the field is fantastic. Works hard every play. He's one of those teammates that makes you better as a teammate. And he's also one of those guys that when you play against him on the opposite side of the ball, he makes you a better ball player as well.
2nd and a short 2 with 2 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Gardner going under center. Hand off to Tonks, and that's going to be blown up.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play. And that time, the first one there to the ball was number 15, Owen Jones, the D-end.
Caleb Mickelson, too, in on there, 73 for Snake River.
Boy, Mickelson, he is a big boy.
He is big and very athletic, right?
Yeah. Lyndon Stone as well, number 76 in there.
3rd and 2 still. On the 7. 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Got Tonks and Mace in the back. Hand off to Tonks again. Right side, few yards. It's going to be a first down.
Yeah, this is going to be first and goal from the 4. And this is one I think they might punch it right back to Aldrich and let him punch this in after that good running hand that got called back. And that the thing is he would have scored on that even if the hold hadn't taken place.
I don't see him in there. Still Tonks in the backfield.
Yeah, there he is. Right
there he is, handoff.
Yeah.
And they're going to give it to him. Ben Aldridge, 3-yard touchdown run. Or 4-yard, excuse me. Had him come from the left side in motion to get that ball. And Sugar-Salem goes up 41-0.
Tykert back on, has not missed an extra point today. Of course, his highlight was the recovery of the onside kick.
And that's up and good. So your score is 42-0. Diggers over the Panthers. And in our last broadcast, it was clear cut who might be the player of the game today. I don't know.
That's pretty balanced.
It's all over the place.
Pocock Trucking is based in Sugar City, Idaho, but sends trucks all over the western United States and Canada. Pocock Trucking is full service, and by that we mean they do everything. They haul bulk commodities like feed, fertilizer, grain, and potatoes. They offer minor shop repairs and have a full-service lube bay. They grow potatoes, dairy quality alfalfa, and more. They can even sell you a used truck if you need one. So stop on in and see what Pocock Trucking is all about. If you're someone who enjoys a propane fireplace but are having problems with your pilot light, unexpected noises, excessive soot, or strange odors, give Fall River Propane a call. They service all makes and models of propane furnaces and propane fireplaces. Fall River Propane, your full-service propane provider.
Minico and Bishop Kelly going into a third overtime right now. So kickoff is going to be fielded this time. Walker. So we tackle at 30-yard line. Firth beat Grangeville 15-14.
So Walter Fillmore, the freshman, got in there on that tackle.
And final, Minico just beat Bishop Kelly 41-35 in 3 overtimes.
Wow, Bishop Kelly, your reigning state champions for what is now 5A. Had a close, narrow victory over a undefeated Hillcrest team in the championship game last year. Both teams were undefeated going into that.
The winner of this game will take on Kimberly and Fruitland, and that's last I got was 19-19. As Snake River runs the ball here.
That's a nice carry by Landon Williams.
Landon Williams, senior. 20 seconds to go in the third quarter.
It brings up second down and 5 yards to go for Snake River from the 36-yard line.
2nd and 5 on the 36. 10 seconds. See if they'll get one more play off here. And they will. Pitch back.
Goes to Walker.
To Walker. Still going to be short of a first down. That'll end the third quarter here. As Sugar leads 42-0 as we head into the fourth quarter.
Blister's Barbecue has a new location. They have moved 1 mile down the road to the Teton Lakes Golf Course. A small location change brings no changes to the menu and keeps all the same employees you have come to love, but now includes double the seating and unlimited parking. Come in for a quick lunch or dinner, or let them help you with your holiday catering. Let Blisters make that family or work party a breeze. Visit blistersbarbecue.com. Caters for more info. You can actually visit blistersbarbecue.com/caters for more info.
This barbecue sounds good if you're listening.
Oh, and it's excellent barbecue,
if you would, I haven't ever had it, so
it's awesome.
No one ever goes, man, I got barbecue and I was disappointed, right?
It was voted by a national magazine a top 10 barbecue place in the country. And they had a sign because it was in a gas station that said, and yes, we're in a gas station. So Idaho Ag Credit is a lending cooperative for people involved in any aspect of agriculture. Idaho Ag Credit is proud to support the webcast and all the student athletes playing in tonight's game. And also MVP Rentals.
Barra's pass is going to be caught but down after a short gain.
It's basically no gain on the play.
Landon
Just, about
Williams.
about a yard on the play. Brings up 4th.
About a football length of a gain.
Yep.
So 4th and 3. Snake River bringing in some different personnel. We'll see what they look to do here. Barra is out there, so I think we'll have them go for it here.
Yep.
Snake River sideline still cheering. You got to love it. The game, they're probably not going to come out with a win, but still lots of cheering each other on.
Yep.
Heavy run formation. It's going to roll to his right. Ibarra almost tackled in the backfield. He gets the pass off. He's got an open receiver. It's caught. Down past the 30-yard line.
A great pass downfield to number 6, Royal Dally.
Yeah.
Brought down by the Diggers, 15, Oscar Delatorre. There's a penalty flag down, and it looked to me like it might have been an illegal lineman downfield. Yep, it is. That's exactly what they just called.
Hey, the ref does not have his mic hooked up, but he's got a great voice. Can hear him clear up here. So now they have to replay it down, which would have been Snake River's biggest play of the game, really. And now they have to replay the down. And offensively, just not able to get that one big play or that just momentum swing for their offense.
And sometimes it's hard for those offensive linemen, especially when a pass was supposed to take place a little earlier, and they end up kind of drawing out the time on the play, and they don't necessarily see it, and so they start heading downfield. Once they get past that 5 yards, they're an ineligible receiver.
4th and 8. Barr in the shotgun. Pressure coming. He's going to get the pass off in and out of the hands of a Snake River player, then almost intercepted.
Yeah, tried to get it to Preston Wheatley on almost a modified screen.
So Sugar will take over with great field position to start.
They'll be on the 33-yard line.
4th quarter here. Hillcrest beats Blackfoot.
Peyton Blazer comes out for Sugar-Salem.
It's 1st and 10, Sugar-Salem from the 33-yard line.
Tonks in the backfield.
He's brought down quickly.
Yep.
They're going to give it to him at the line of scrimmage. Maybe lost 3 or 4 inches on it, but
Fillmore might be running the show for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think that's what we're going to see, because I'm looking at the linemen out there, and pretty much everybody's a JV player, even a freshman player that's got in a little bit.
Frank Fillmore, like you said, only a sophomore.
Yeah, and his brother that's on the team that made a tackle on special teams played just a freshman. He's a running back on the freshman team.
Fillmore in the shotgun. 2nd and 10. It's going to pass out to Williams.
It's actually going to be Wayne Caffrey.
Oh, Wayne Caffrey, the junior.
Yeah, you take, there's some freshmen moved up here for varsity. Tyler Richens, one of the things he won't do is during the regular season, he never plays a freshman on varsity. Sometimes they play JV, but never, but even that, he almost, it's rarely that he even plays them JV. He likes the freshmen to play freshman ball. to get prepared.
So 3rd and 7, 9 left to go in the game. Fillmore under center. He's going to fake the handoff.
Got his man downfield.
And just misses McCaffrey. Or
This is
Caffrey. I want to say McCaffrey, right?
That's right.
He's supposed to come back and play. I was thinking about it, but it's just Caffrey.
His open receiver on that was actually number 25, Caden Nate, the big 6'4" tight end.
7 yards to go for Sugar-Salem from the 30-yard line.
So 4th and 7. Fillmore's going to come out. They're going to go for it here.
Yeah, this is kind of no man's land.
No man's land, especially in high school football,
yeah,
right?
I mean, the other thing you could do is
Fillmore's going to look. He's going to take a shot. He's got an open receiver. It's going to be caught for a touchdown. That's number 25.
Yeah, it's Caden Nate, but we do have flags down as well. It's going to be holding on Sugar.
And Fillmore, let me tell you, did a great fake to allow that defender to give some separation, but I think it's coming back.
Yeah, and Caden Nate was injured for a lot of the season, and otherwise we'd actually be calling his name a lot.
That is a 10-yard penalty for the swap and foul. And it makes it 4th down and
So after that penalty, it'll be 4th and 17. 8:47 to go. Sugar ahead 42-0 in the 4th quarter here. IdahoSports.com. Just a ton of coverage tonight. So many great games.
Yeah.
Fillmore's going to be in the shotgun alone. 5 wide receivers. And Fillmore's going to take it himself, and he's got some room. He makes some guys miss, and he's going to be very
Picks up
close.
the first down.
He's got it.
He got it by about a yard. Wow. Right now in the 3A division, Aberdeen knocked off North Fremont by a score of 35-8. Listen to this one. Grangeville and Firth. Firth wins 15-14. Westside got pushed by Ryrie, 28-14. And your final in Declo. It's Declo 19, Nampa Christian 14.
Has Declo been in a game that isn't close this year? I mean, every game. So after that great Fillmore run, it's 1st and 10 on the 22. Fillmore under center this time. He's going to pitch it out to Tonks. Tonks is going to carry a guy for a few extra yards.
I'm surprised Tonks didn't stay on the edge on that. I think he could have beat that guy to the edge, but it was a great defensive assignment.
Kind of thought that's where he was going, was going to hit that edge. So 4 yards on the carry there for Tonks.
gain of 4 yards. It brings up 2nd down and 6 yards to go for Sugar-Salem from the 18-yard line.
2nd and 6 on the 18, 7:42 to go in the game.
So Kimberly knocked off Fruitland by a score of 27-26. They did it by scoring a TD and then a 2-point conversion.
Wow.
To win. So that's going to be a this game is academic as far as who's going to win or lose. So that's going to be a Sugar-Kimberly matchup.
A rematch probably everyone wants.
Yeah, I would think
Handoff
so.
is going to be.
I think if you're Kimberly, you want to look at it and say, hey, it wasn't a fluke. We want to prove that it wasn't a fluke. And if you're Sugar, you want to say that you want to be able to say the opposite.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's be honest. There was, Sugar lost 2 games in a row. It was, it was not the norm. A lot of talk, they didn't like how some of the media polls came out. You know what? You want that opportunity to go in and show them what you want. And, Coach Richens definitely would love that opportunity.
Yep.
He's not one to back it down from something difficult.
Well, and Kimberly and Sugar has been another good cross-conference rivalry in the state of Idaho in many sports, and I just love the people out there in Kimberly, the kids. I had an uncle that coached football there for years.
Fillmore rolling. He's going to take it himself, and nice piece of running there. I think it's going to be short of a first down.
Yeah, about a yard short.
Fillmore, a patient runner for a tall guy. And it's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
Had 4 sisters, and then the 2 brothers. His 4 sisters were all basketball players. One of them was exceptionally tall, about 6'2". Went down and played ball and had a great season down at it used to be College of Eastern Utah, now USU East, I think is what it's called.
Okay. Heavy run formation here for that 1 yard, and Fillmore's going to take it himself.
Yeah,
and
he's going to get it.
He's going to get it.
Get about 2 yards out of it. Nice block down there on the field by the Diggers, number 63, Tyler Harris.
I will tell you this, Snake River's defense has nothing to hang their hat on. They've been tough and battled all night. The score's not going to show that, right? But, man, their defensive line is battled.
They're stout.
If you look at Snake, Snake's got a good mix of seniors in there, too.
Yep.
So 1st and 10 from the 10. 6 left in the ball game. Fillmore under center. He's going to pitch it back.
Going to go to Latrell Markle.
Markle's going to push the pile, still pushing the pile, and finally they're going to blow it dead. Latrell Markle. Markle only a sophomore as well. Second and goal from the 4. 5:20 and counting. Markham in the backfield. Fillmore under center. They're going to hand it off, and touchdown, Sugar. It's 23.
Jason Fleming.
Yep,
his little brother sitting right here next to me as Jason scores a touchdown.
4-yard variety, bringing that score to 48-0.
Well, these two teams met earlier in the regular season as well, and Sugar-Salem won that matchup earlier in the season. It was a 41-6. This kick is up. Once again, it's good. So Tykert. We haven't had a chance to see what Snake River has for a kicking game after touchdown. 5:06 remaining. Maybe they'll get up on the board. We'll be able to see some of that.
And if Tykert, hit a field goal in this game, it'd be hard. He'd be someone I'd be looking at as player of the game as well.
Yeah.
Put up a bunch of points. 5:06 to go. 49-0. Diggers ahead of the Panthers. Looking for that rematch versus Kimberly in the semifinals next weekend. And Homedale won, so they're in the semis. Weiser and American Falls will play tomorrow up in Weiser.
American Falls has really been the surprise team of the 4As this year, formerly 3As.
Taking it, winning against Moscow in Moscow after Moscow drops down of classification.
That's right.
I don't think many people circled the Beavers to win that game, and they went up and competed hard.
Moscow doing the same thing that Wood River did. It's the only sport they're down for. The other sports, they'll stay up to 5A. Came down. That really helped out that conference with Bonners Ferry and Timberlake. Those are tough places to get teams to come and play. And so to have a guaranteed game, is always nice.
Yeah, it makes a big conference, right? It makes a big district conference, and then your schedule is so much easier to fill out.
Peyton Blazer on the tackle. Laid a big hit down. So now you got a number of new players in. You got Dax Roberry, the big 6'5", Dax Roberry at a defensive end now. It's just a junior. Plays basketball as well.
Snake River will take over here on their 21-yard line, 1st and 10. Barra hands off. Room.
Yeah, that's case. No, that was number 25 that we've talked about, Caden Nate.
Nate on the tackle.
Zach Hancock, just a youngster.
Yeah, freshman.
Benson Schulteis, a junior, out there. The defensive lineman now as well. It's nice to see, players, some of the JV kids get some significant time as well.
Barr's going to hand off.
Good
take
experience
himself.
for the next year.
Met immediately. Ibarra had no room.
Yeah, he didn't at all. Number 24, Jackson Hanks, just a sophomore in there on the tackle.
And like we said, the game's, pretty much wrapped up. But for Sugar to get some other players in there, because you know how football is, it's next guy up, and you never know.
That's right.
And so to get some valuable minutes here is just so helpful, even when you're in the playoffs.
Walt Fillmore, the younger Fillmore brother, just a freshman, in for some time as well.
Barra's going to hand off, fake the handoff pass, out the flats, caught.
Good play call.
It's going to be enough for first down. And they've been very successful with that play. If I would go back to that more if I was Snake River. They fake the handoff, get the guy going outside on the edge, and they found room there countless times tonight. Just not enough times.
Landon Williams on the reception. 67. Braxton Hawks into the ball game as well. Trying to count, with the Snake Rivers, mostly still their starters. A lot of these kids that are seniors, is their last ball game.
Yeah, 1st and 10 from 34. Handoff for about 4 yards. Hancock again.
First in on the tackle, Kason Williams.
And Hancock being a freshman, getting some time now, he's got a bright future.
Yep, very, very bright. Well, this Snake River is going to be a very good team again next year.
Year in, year out, they're usually leading their conference, winning district titles, making playoff runs.
They got pushed a bit by American Falls. It's been a long time since American Falls has made a significant push in football. And they find themselves here in the second round as well.
Barra's going to take it himself this time. It's going to be enough for a first down.
Yeah. Good run by Barra.
First man there was number 56, Dax Blazer for Sugar-Salem.
Blazer in there on the tackle for Sugar.
So Peyton, his last name is Blazer. Dax's last name is Blazer. They're spelled the same way, pronounced differently.
Feel sorry for that teacher.
There's a story behind it all.
1st and 10 from the 46. Hand off, or Ibarra's going to take it himself. He's got room. He's going to make a few people miss, but he's going to take it all the way down to the 25 as Ibarra. And Ibarra all night has shown signs of big playability, and right there was his biggest play.
Benjamin Hegewald comes up with a tackle. The sophomore Everett Poole heads into the ball game, 6'3", 255.
2:09 left to go in the game. Panthers moving the ball here. Barra in the shotgun. He's going to hand off.
There's the freshman again.
Hancock. Not much room there.
No. Put down by Jackson Hanks. $1:45 now on the clock. Continues to run, and if you're Snake River, you'd love to get a score up on the board. And for Sugar-Salem, you see Dan Benyon, the defensive coordinator down there. He's challenging these guys to say, no, you hold them. You go out there and get a hold. He's got the JV players out there on the field, and he wants them to play with the same pride that the varsity does.
Yeah, and holding a team to 0 in a playoff game is. It sends a message, I think, to the field, right? If you're, able to hold a team to, Snake River's no slouch, right? And if you're able to hold Snake River to no points in a game, you're sending a message like we're ready for the next round.
Yeah.
Which is the semifinals.
Yep, which is going to be against Kimberly. And you look at this Snake River team. They got held 6-6 twice. Once by Homedale, once by Sugar-Salem. But then they scored 24 in another loss, 14 in another loss. Then they scored 40, 41, 38, 28, 20, 14, and 17. So they know how to put some points up on the board. Big Everett Poole comes up with the tackle there. As Hancock is going to be a special player.
Hancock has just the most common characteristics of a running back. He's patient. He waits for that hole to develop, and he's doing all the right things.
Jonah Curitan checks into the ball game for Sugar-Salem.
So 4th down and 7 for the Panthers with 40 seconds. Possibly the last play of the game here. Fake the handoff. It's got a receiver. It's caught. And it's going to be a touchdown. Panthers.
It's Walker.
Johnny Walker in there. 24-yard pass for Walker. Nice job for the Panthers to get on the board. Bringing the score to Sugar-Salem 49, Panthers 6. 23 seconds to go. We'll see the kicking you were talking about.
Yeah, we will. Deegan Barney. He puts it up.
That's
he
good.
puts it in. So between the two kickers, they're 100% on the day.
Sometimes in the ICCU Dome, the kicking's good. Whether or not a factor.
That is correct. Or certainly if the kicking was bad, it's not because of the weather.
Yes.
That's where, I guess if you're inside, if you're just a so-so kicker, you'd rather kick outside so you can say, hey, guys, there's a wind coming in, I just can't do anything about it. Where when it's inside, you're just like, wow, I'm terrible.
Or it's the holder, or, the long snapper. The list can go on, but, yeah, good special teams. And even Snake River special teams were pretty good today, too, as well. I mean, special teams and running the ball, you'll win a lot of games, and that's what the Diggers have done tonight. .23 seconds left to go.
I wouldn't, actually, playing with pride, I wouldn't be surprised to see an onside kick here.
Oh, yeah, we've seen one successful one by Sugar-Salem. Let's see what they do here. It's going to just be a normal kickoff. Good kickoff.
Back into the end zone.
Great kick.
Tapped out of the air by Latrell Markle.
So 23 seconds left. And a slew of Diggers come in.
Oh, yeah.
A very sizable size difference.
It's 1st and 10, Sugar-Salem from the 20-yard line.
It's going to be Coulter Harris at quarterback. I'll just have him kneel on it.
We'll take the kneel.
This game's going to come to an end. I don't think the Panthers are going to take a timeout.
No.
Number 7, Coulter Harris takes a knee.
Yeah, Coulter Harris takes the knee. And that'll be the ball game here as Sugar-Salem defeats Snake River 49-7. They'll move on to play in the semifinals against Kimberly, a highly anticipated rematch of a game that happened earlier in the season. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the player of the game, a little recap on IdahoSports.com. I kind of think of Shelley as like the Justice League. Everyone talks about, Brindley Cannon, but they're kind of like the Justice League. They just have a nice set of characters that back them up.
When it comes to high school sports, East Idaho never gets its due.
I ran into Jeremy Hess, the AD of Grace Luther, and, he was just excited. And then, I'm just talking to him, and he goes, we have 7 girls, so just amazing.
But the East Idaho Prepcast has changed that, covering the biggest sports stories from Salmon all the way down to Bear Lake.
And again, Grace is always that team just kind of lurking, like, yeah, there's Grace. They, they don't have social media, but you know what? They have footballs, they got grass, they got pads, and they use all those very well.
It's the East Idaho Prepcast with Sean Kane on IdahoSports.com.
Welcome back to IdahoSports.com. Playoff football as Sugar-Salem defeats Snake River 49-7. It was pretty efficient. It was pretty dominating job by the Diggers. It was pretty all over as far as, scoring for the Sugar-Salem Diggers. You had Cooper Mace had a touchdown. You had Ace. You had McAnally. You had an onside kick that was phenomenal at the start of the second half that Sugar recovers and takes over. You had Baldwin with a pass. You had Williams pick up a fumble recovery, take it in for a TD. Ben Aldridge had a 4-yard run. Fleming with a touchdown as well. Just everyone got the ball for Sugar tonight, Lance.
Yeah, they did. It was just, that's one of the things that Sugar has kind of been all year, has been a very balanced attack, and we're seeing it here as well.
And Snake River was able to get on the board with a 24-yard pass to Johnny Walker just at the very last 20 seconds of the game. Snake River just unable really to get anything going off offensively, and you really have to credit the Diggers defense. They were very good at stopping the run and putting Snake River into a lot of third and long situations that just was not their type of game tonight. So good job by the Diggers defense, and good season for Snake River as that will come to an end. But pretty much, Lance, all we got left is the IdahoSports.com player of the game, brought to you tonight by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to always keep your head in the game, whether you're on the field or the road. Be in the moment and free from distractions. Who we got, Lance?
Well, we're going to have Cooper Mace today. Cooper was solid. He had the 1 touchdown, but he was just solid all game long, offensively and defensively. And his speed, he was beating people to the edge. He was taking those hits and keeping those legs moving and getting 3 and 4 extra yards after the hit each time, and he well deserving of our player of the game.
Yeah, congratulations again to Cooper Mace as our player of the game. There was a lot of players that touched the ball for Sugar, but he just ran the ball very well and did a great job on the defensive side. Well, that's going to do it for us this evening on this playoff coverage. This has been an IdahoSports.com Games production of the 2024 Idaho High School Football Postseason, brought to you by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, Ideal Idaho's College Saving Program, Valley-Wide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, Dip Fusion Helmet Reconditioning, and the Office of Highway Safety. Also special thanks to Idaho Ag Credit, Lava Hot Springs. That sounds great right now.
Yeah.
CB Operations, MVP Rentals, Taylor Chevrolet, Pocock Trucking, Grand Peaks, Fall River Propane, Blisters Barbecue, and Franklin Building Supplies. All great sponsors, and thank you so much for sponsoring us tonight. Again, special thanks to the staff here at the ICCU Dome. George Casper is always great at helping us get all set up, and their hospitality and getting this game broadcast to you. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com player of the game, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety, Cooper Mace. Thanks again for joining us as Sugar-Salem defeats Snake River 49-7. For my broadcast partner, Lance Taylor, and everyone else behind the scenes at IdahoSports.com, I'm Sean Kane. Good night.
Let's talk about open enrollment for health insurance.
Hello?
This
This has been a presentation